The U.S. Department of State honored the following 10 unsung female leaders with the International Women of Courage Award. Honorable Miriam Durrani is a member of Kandahar's Provincial Council, director of the non-profit Khadija Kubra Women's Association for Culture, and owner and manager of the only local female-focused radio station. A true woman of courage, Ms. Durrani has survived multiple attacks on her life, including a suicide attack in 2009 that resulted in serious injury. Priscilla de Oliveira Azevedo is a member of the Rio de Janeiro Military Police, and in 2007 demonstrated extreme courage and commitment to her duties by successfully arresting a gang of criminals who had kidnapped and tortured her. As a result, she was invited to head the first police pacification unit in Rio de Janeiro, in the favela of Santa Marta. During her 2 years there, she has shut down drug dealing operations in the favela, established conflict mediation models, worked with state and local government institutions to improve garbage collection and healthcare, broadened educational and technical training opportunities, and developed a successful community arts and crafts fair. Zin Mar Ong is a former political prisoner, imprisoned for 11 years because of her political activism. Following her involvement in the 1996 and 1998 pro-democracy student uprisings and subsequent imprisonment, she established a cultural impact studies group to promote the idea that democracy is compatible with Asian culture. She also created and leads a self-help association for female ex-political prisoners and a political science school in Rangoon, which teaches and empowers civil society activists in Burma's changing but still challenging environment. She's also the co-founder of a women's empowerment group and is currently spearheading an organization to raise awareness of issues affecting ethnic minorities in conflict areas. Throughout her career as an investigative journalist, Gineth Bedoya has consistently sought out tough assignments. In 2000, as she arrived at a prison to interview a key paramilitary member about an arms smuggling network, Gineth was kidnapped, driven several hours away, and repeatedly gang raped. During this horrifying experience, they told her, "Pay attention, we are sending a message to the press of Colombia." Since then, Gineth has continued her work as an investigative journalist while pushing for justice in her own case and other unsolved cases of sexual and gender-based violence. She currently serves as spokeswoman of Oxfam's campaign Rape and Other Violence, Take My Body Out of the War. Hana El Habshi is a 26-year-old Libyan architect who, during the long months of the Libyan revolution, became a symbol of solidarity and a model of courage to many across the country. Hana contributed greatly to proper documentation of the violence and tumult of the revolution and reached out to international media to share the realities of living under the previous regime, despite grave risk. She also became a symbol of hope to the Libyan people, that the world was aware of the suffering they were enduring and that help was on the way. Anisha Ahmed stands out as a staunch advocate for ending gender-based violence in the Maldives. While serving as Deputy Minister of Women's Affairs, she raised the issue of domestic violence at a time when the subject was taboo. After leaving the government, she founded the NGO Hope for Women and began conducting sessions on gender-based violence with students, Maldives police services, and other frontline workers. When religious scholars began identifying female genital mutilation as a practice supported by Islam on national radio, Ms. Ahmed asked the government to intervene and spoke out publicly about its harmful effects. Shad Begum is a courageous human rights activist and leader who has changed the political context for women in the extremely conservative district of Dir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan. As founder and executive director of Association for Behavior and Knowledge Transformation, Ms. Shad provides political training, microcredit, primary education, and health services to women. Ms. Shad not only empowered the women of Dir to vote and run for office, she herself ran and won local seats in the 2001 and 2005 elections against local conservatives who tried to ban female participation altogether. Despite threats, Ms. Shad continues to work out of Peshawar to improve the lives of women across her country. Hailing from North Darfur, Sudan, Hawa Abdullah Mohammed Salih and her family were forced to flee their home village in 2003 due to fighting between rebels and government forces. As a result, she spent much of her young life in Abu Shuk internally displaced persons camp, where she emerged as a prominent voice for internally displaced people. For her advocacy, Hawa has been persecuted and detained on multiple occasions by the government of Sudan and was forced to flee the country in 2011. In spite of the personal harassment and political challenges that she has faced, Hawa hopes to return to her homeland to continue defending the rights of Darfuris, and in particular, the rights of women and children. Sapphic Pahlavi, the first disabled woman elected to the Turkish parliament, has demonstrated great personal dignity in overcoming physical obstacles every day, while locally and globally championing the rights of vulnerable populations, including refugees and disabled persons. Whether working in extreme conditions for the United Nations High Commission on Refugees in the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa, or acting as a lightning rod to spark the UN Interagency Support Group for the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, Pahlavi has sought to turn her disability into strength on a global level. In one of the world's most restrictive environments for women, Samar Badawi is a powerful voice for two of the most significant issues facing Saudi Arabian women: women's suffrage and the guardianship system, under which women cannot marry, work, or travel without the permission of a male relative. In a landmark case, Badawi was the first woman to sue her father for abusing the guardian system and preventing her from marrying the suitor of her choice. She is also the first woman to file a lawsuit against the government demanding the right for women to vote, and launched an online campaign to encourage other women to file similar suits. The efforts of activists like Badawi helped encourage a royal decree allowing women to vote and run for office in future municipal elections. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to The Daily Conversation and visit our website, ywtv.tv, your world, your video, to watch the full awards ceremony.